All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. All right, today is Tuesday, June 17th. Up on the economic calendar, we've got a couple of right impact news at 8:30 here. So let's see what's happening today. Daily perspective, yesterday we had a bullish run past this daily fair value gap. So today we kind of came back into it, retested it. And on a 1 hour perspective, it looks like last week's new week opening gap, it's actually bouncing price off of this blue bar here. It's sitting in the upper quadrants or in the upper levels of the daily SIBI. And this was price action for yesterday. We were just in a long, so we did manage to, catch at least a portion of it. Before today, let's see what price wants to do. So from an hourly perspective, this level here looks interesting. Right before the next daily SIBI. So maybe possibly seeing, a bounce off of the higher level of the SIBI down here into the upper half. So let me put this here of interest. From a 15-minute perspective, this is the level that I think we are, eyeing for today. I'm not super keen about it, but it's just a level that price may draw to. Since yesterday we dropped down, we ultimately, let's see here, 7:30 during Asia's range. So there was news on war, which came out, which dropped price significantly after the open. And the price consolidated sideways during Asia. During London, it was just taking Asia highs and Asia lows. And then during the pre-work, it's tomorrow FOMC. That's fine if it's a day before FOMC. As long as we're out by 10:30, even tomorrow, if you're out by 10:30, I still trade FOMC days normally. As long as the price action's there. Not long moves, Alex, but like short scalps, I think they're still in the books. Thursday's a bank holiday, so Thursday I'm not trading. And then Friday is going to be a regular trading day. So Asia highs and lows have been taken. London lows have been taken. And right now, kind of looking at the 1-minute chart here, you can see here price. The key levels from yesterday actually is going to be yesterday's New York first presentation, Asia's first presentation from today. And we're going to be looking at today's first presentation after 6 o'clock, which is going to be right here. These are the key levels that I'll be looking at today and trading between. Let's do this. Rename. This is Tuesday, 6 a.m. First presentation, fair value gap. And today is 6:17. All right. You can see here how price used this level 3 times. Once, twice, 3 times before pushing direction. Not saying that it's tradable, but it's something that can be looked at. All right, so news is coming out in 1 minute. From an hourly perspective, I'm bullish. London highs might be the first target that we might actually hit. But on a 1 minute perspective, Again, this is London's high here. So you can see here, like we have a lot of buy side liquidity above us. Buy side liquidity. So this kind of stands out to me right away. We took London lows. I'm not too interested in shorts. It'd be really nice to see this level being broken to the upside, and then we take a long to this level here. That I would be happy with. This is a crazy wick here on the 1 minute on the news. Wait, what news was that? Core retail sales. Interesting. So remember, when it comes to trading news, give it some time. Let things settle down. I wanted to stream before the news because it's the only red folder news that we have for today. And I was thinking we might possibly catch a trade before that. But what it did here is we had some sell side here, minor sell side. That's been taken out. Minor sell side liquidity. Here's our buy side liquidity. Like if price were to break above here and come back down into the end dog of 612, which is that last Thursday. Yeah, last Thursday. Again, maybe something like that, you know, for a quick scalp. But price needs to show us a bit more here. This is definitely not structured to get to the upside, but it's just targets that we're aiming for today. Like is price going to, so, you know, here's how I'm seeing the 1 hour right now. Price is failing to break the upper quadrant of the SIBI here. Okay, so on a daily perspective, I have everything broken out to quadrants, and you can see here, price is definitely struggling around this upper quadrant here ever since 7 p.m. last night, right? So for me, the way I'm viewing this is price wants to, if it does fail to break lower, which it already took Asia and London sell side, I think the next direction is going to be higher. Okay. So from a higher time frame perspective, this so far I'm liking, right? From a daily perspective, like we got, so then we had like the macroeconomic news. We got war, and that's kind of what gives bearish sentiments, you know, overall. But we got to trade price action, and we just have to keep in mind about these things. And our overall draw on liquidity on the daily perspective is above us. I think it's going to be still a while until we get here, a couple of days. But again, just have that in mind as well. If you trade with higher time frame, oh, this is looking good right now. So price took minor sell side. It's staying above yesterday's first presentation, which is nice to see. And then it already did damage to the downside here. Can it do more damage to the downside? Like this is, to be honest, London lows have been taken. This is a pre-New York low here. So, you know, if price comes lower than this level, then we'll have to play it by ear. But as of right now, for the current structure that we have, it would be nice to see this hour close above 22073 and then, you know, push higher to buy side. This is minor buy side here. Minor buy side liquidity. Here are some trades I took yesterday, if you guys are curious, while we wait for price action to give us a bit more. This was taken during 11:30, the lunchtime macro. Unfortunately, I managed to get 1.5 risk reward out of this trade. I managed to scale out, and hold on, it wasn't like that. I got out somewhere there. That's the trade there. So price broke below this low. I took off 25%. I was aiming for these relative equal lows here below us. Never got there. Price essentially rejected the end dog multiple times, and then it came back up, and I had a stop loss right above this high here. So I was really hoping this level would break, and if it would break, it would hit me to my profit target. But unfortunately, I managed to get 1.5R, which should have been a 3.5 if it just went into my direction. Okay. And then my second trade of the day, I took a small loss here, trying to take it long to this level. And then my last trade for the day was from this level here, right before the close, around, yeah, here, 241, all the way till sell side. And then price essentially moved back and forth. So those were my 3 trades. And my third trade was something like this, if you guys want to see it. And what happened is I did impartial. I didn't move my stop to break even. And I took a full -1 on this trade here because I really thought it was just it would bounce off of the end dog here and then drop lower. I was literally half a tick away from my target profit. It never tapped me in. And to be honest, when it did this, I should have moved my stop to break even. But I was a bit greedy and it took me up for -1. So I made back my losses here. I made some in the morning and it was a 3-day trade. So not the best performance, but not the worst performance. And then for today, let's see what's happening. We're 5 minutes after news here. This sucks, okay? So news came out, wicked minor sell side and we're moving sideways. Are you guys looking at anything right now from a PA perspective? That's right now what we have is not the best. Like there's a macro happening at 950 to 1010, but usually when these macros are coming up, like you want to see price do something, like you're ready to go. Okay. And to give you an example here from yesterday, like this is a very key step, right? It took out buy side liquidity. It dropped lower. It created a very prominent fair value gap. I got in at 11:30, but look when it dropped. I was in this trade for 30 minutes and it started dropping at 950. Okay. So, time then price. Wait for these macro times. That's when price moves. I definitely could have avoided a lot of chop here back and forth if I just wait an extra 20 minutes, but wait for the right time. Sometimes price, it drops before these macro times. That's why I got in. But if you guys have a low strike rate or low RR, just try to focus. Just the last 10 minutes and the first 10 minutes after every hour. Highest probability. But as of right now, guys, I have nothing here. This is very bad price action. Okay. So buy side has been taken, at least from this perspective. It's being rejected by this end dog, Asia's first presentation. Now it's bouncing off of Monday's New York. It took sell side. This is a mess, guys. So, good morning, Super Bartek. How you doing, man? Good stuff. Good stuff. Last 3 to 4 weeks, I think my strike rate's like 80%. I've been maybe not 70, maybe like 65 to 70. But it's I had some really nice calls over the last little while. So and it kind of comes down to patience. You just got to be patient with the market. Yeah. I don't think it's luck after all these years, but it's going good. Hopefully it keeps going that way. 78. Oh, hey, Garrett. How's it going? I started the stream early today, guys, like an hour early, because I really thought that this 8:30 news would give us something meaningful. As of right now, it didn't. And for those that just joined, the only level that like is interest of me is this right here, this minor buy side, and this buy side liquidity here, which is London highs. That's about it. I'm like, if I were to take it, it would be a quick, it'd be like something like this. Like price would have to break above the end dog, not tag it, come back down, reject it, and then I would take it higher. Right? Like that's a possibility for this morning. Because this right here is a bit too clean, right? This right here, this is gonna get taken. If not before the 9:30, at 9:30. And downside looks like garbage. I wouldn't have traded off of this level here, even though it's a really nice level to trade off of. Yesterday's first presentation. Just gonna make sure my charts are set correctly. I wouldn't want to be taking longs into this level that was rejected 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And again, look how many times it's been rejected over like since 7 p.m. last night, right? Very, very strong level. So look at that rejection. So Asia highs, here we come. So Asia highs already been taken, right? So I think London highs is where the liquidity is sitting at. So purple Asia highs right here. And then London's are slightly higher. So that's where I think liquidity is. 22120. Yeah, exactly. London highs. Yeah, 215. Yeah, for me, that like my ultimate target's going to be 22,122. When are they going to be delivered? If they are going to be delivered pre 9:30, it's going to be between 9:50 to 10:10. Sorry, 8:50 to 9:10. I think that's kind of what I want to see. So hopefully price does that. It doesn't go too high. I don't want it tapping this level, coming back down, and then we'll take the trade. That makes sense, right? Because once price breaks this level after it's been rejected so many times, it's most likely going to hold price to the upside. And if it takes us out, it takes us out. But this is the only trade I'm interested in. Nothing else to the downside. And then once we get to this level, where's the next draw? Next draw is going to be above us. So last night, in terms of crypto, XRP, which I think is going to make people millionaires, there's a lawsuit pending between the SEC and XRP. And yesterday, Judge Torres was supposed to close it off officially, but it got pushed off to Thursday. So that's why we saw a huge pump in all of crypto yesterday. I think Bitcoin was up 2 to 3%. XRP was up 8% at one point. But after the hearing, there was a delay till Thursday. There's another hearing on Thursday, but it can get delayed up to August. So FYI, guys, if you guys are following crypto asset classes. So you can see here price, like, you know, this for me is insignificant. This is a fair value gap that formed after the rejection of this Monday, New York first presentation, which is after 9:30. This is like it's going to be our strongest level all week. We might see a bounce off of it. It might continue pushing lower. Again, I'm not putting too much weight against this blue fair value gap here that I just drew. So like what else can price do today? Again, it's this new day opening gap that it's bouncing off of Thursdays and Asia's. Again, I'm not sure which PD array it's bouncing off of, but it's essentially the same PD array. We want to see a break above both of them before taking a long. That's going to really confirm a nice clean short. If RR was bigger, maybe we try to position before the breakout, but this is going to be a quick one too, if it does happen. So we are a couple of minutes, we're 5 minutes before the 850 macro. This is the macro that I trade the least, guys, because I never trade during this time. Usually I just wait till 9:30. But if something were to happen before 9:30, it would be this little small grab of liquidity. And I have two levels here, right? I've got minor buy side at 22116, just because it's the very first high before the drop. And then I've got the highest high, which is, so if we're trading and it gets the minor buy side, you can do a partial of, let's say 50%, and then let the other 50% trail the last little bit, or just take a full position out a minor buy side or a full at the major buy side liquidity. It really depends about your risk tolerance there. I'm probably going to do like an 80% partial at minor and then let it ride. So yeah. But overall, if I were rate this price action, it would be like a C+. Nothing ultra clear. Price, if you zoom out a bit, price has been, look at the 5 minute here. This right here is something that you don't want to trade in, right? I'd be waiting. So this is accumulation. So if we kind of talk about AMD, accumulation, manipulation, and distribution, here's the accumulation that happened. Maybe this wick right here from 8:30 is accumulation happened, manipulation happened at the 8:30 candle, and then distribution is going to be happening, hopefully higher, right? So, but yeah, guys, if you'd like, feel free to drop a like. If you guys are enjoying the stream, and drop a follow. But I don't know if we'll get a trade before 9:30. Is anyone here looking to trade right now? I'm curious. Is anyone planning a long or a short in any other asset class too? I don't mind reviewing it. This is funny. 15-minute. If this was NQ today, this would have been good. This would have been a nice quick buy, but it's XRP, and I don't day trade XRP. To trade leveraged assets, you do have to live in the States or in Europe, as it's banned in the country that I live in Canada. So there's ways of getting about it or getting around it, but some of my close friends, they're trading it in Canada via other ways. But as of right now, price is breaking down possibly past Monday's New York first presentation. Yeah, option 2, what we'll see before 9:30 is like this, which means nothing, right? But we'll see what price wants to do. See, so you can see this fair value gap. I didn't put much weight to it. It even holds. I think it, individuals, retail traders that thought that it would support here and then finally break through this really strong level that we have above us, possibly a bit foolish. But all in all, nothing here. Moving is one. Yeah. Like if it's going to go to the downside, what price sometimes does, and it's something I look at too. It's 9:30. So pre-New York highs and lows. So what's a pre-New York high? It's time between 7 to 9:30. If you map out the high and the lows, you'll see how many times it gets taken out post 9:30, both the high and the low. So these are the three key levels I started trading at. So things that increased my risk reward, my strike rate, and my overall confidence in markets is using Asia, London, and pre-New York highs and lows, first presentation, and macro times. I think those are like the three biggest areas that improved my trading over the last 6 months. And yeah, so this is currently what we're using right now. These three levels. For those that are interested, something that ICT started doing like 1 or 2 months ago, I kind of caught him because I review all his content every time he posts something, as I'm constantly trying to evolve my education around ICT's concepts. And something that he started using is the 6 a.m. first presentation fair value gap. So after 6 a.m., he starts mapping out that first fair value gap. And you can see here that price respected it, once, twice, 3 times. See, it's a very sensitive area. So if I'm trading mornings, I do look at this, and it has to add to other confluence factors for a trade, not just it being there alone as a fair value gap. Same with like yesterday's first presentation at 9:30. I marked it in red because I wanted to stand out, but again, it has to coincide with other items as well. All right. So another point that we can look at just for studying purposes is the mean threshold of wicks, especially news wicks, and see how price responds to them. So there's a possibility that price is going to respond to this mean threshold and it's not going to push lower. I'm not saying that it's not. It's just sometimes when taking trades to the upside or to the downsides, you're using wicks as support or resistance, right? Like they can be seen as gaps essentially. So, but right now, for price to get to this level, it has to do a lot, and it's not going to be between these two time zones. Let's see how this candle is going to react to the mean threshold of this wick here. If the body's going to close in the next 20 seconds above it, we might see a slight push to the upside, maybe to the first presentation, and then might continue pushing down. If the body closes below it, this is indicating that this PD array is failing and price may go lower, just looking at this one item right here. Okay, so close below it. We are on the discount side of this fair value gap, or this wick, this gap, this PD array. But as of right now, yeah, no lows to the downside. We're going to have a 1 hour close in 6 minutes. Trying to get creative here, guys, with giving you ideas, but honestly, there's nothing here in the charts. So today's trade. So let's talk about 9:30. You guys have to hop off. Okay, so 9:30 is going to open. This is the 9:30 open here. 9:30 open. Okay. How big is the RTH gap going to be? So kind of question one that you want to ask yourself. It's going to be something around the lines of, why isn't my drawing tool working? It's going to be around 100 points to the downside. Okay. So we're going to have a bearish open from yesterday. And this is actually really interesting as well. Look how price bounced off of Monday's afternoon first presentation fair value gap. Interesting, eh? Look at that, right? So if you guys have issues with fair value gaps, just focus on just the first presentation ones. It's all you need. Without even trying, it gets respected very well and from a higher degree of confidence than lower ones. But we're going to be kind of talking about 930 again. We're going to be opening to the downside, 100 points down. Okay, so there's going to be an area of inefficiency above us. Okay. When do I want to trade on a no news day after 930? It's probably going to be 950 to 1010. Over the last 2 weeks on live streams, I've traded between these two time periods and we've made money. Okay. More often than not, or I end up in the positives. So this is going to be our kill zone here. Okay. We're going to hopefully wait for price to take out buyers, take out sellers, unless we do something very clear and we know that price is heading towards at least this level here, that we'll take it. But let's try to wait for this macro time here. Okay. So I'll make a box here. We're going to color the background, maybe purple. And we will take a trade here, maybe. Okay. Okay. It's coming back to the 50-minute OB. This OB right here. Yeah, it is. But there's also one, which order block I like the most here. It's going to be this one down here because there was a significant push after taking a buy side liquidity to the upside. This one right here, I'm not crazy about because on the 15-minute, it never created a fair value or a fair value gap after it. Like that's what you like to see, right? Like you like to see order block, displacement, fair value gap coming back in. That's a great order block. This is like a low priority or yeah, but wait. Oh, this one right here. Which one? If it comes back to this one, yeah, so be it. I'm not sure, Alex, which one you're pointing to. The extreme one? Okay. Yeah. So this is the more pronounced one. I don't trade really with order blocks. I use them to support price when I'm trading, but in terms of getting into a trade and entry, for some reason I just don't use them. But yeah, it is trading into there, and you might be wondering now, like, man, I should have shorted from this level here. You could have, right? But what if price on the fifth rejection, it broke to the upside? Because usually when price taps a level twice, I'm okay with that. A third time, I'm a bit iffy. But if it comes for a fourth or a fifth time, usually that's when price breaks levels, right? The PDA, that like price is not strong enough to go in any other direction. And in my opinion, the short would have been, it may have worked out, but I think long term, you'd be losing money on the fifth rejection to the downside. At least that's what ICT says. He never wants to see, I can't remember what he said. He said, I don't want to see more than 3 bounces off of a PDA array if I'm using that as supporting logic to take my trade to a level. Okay, we're half an hour till open. I'm already tired. It's not easy talking to yourself. Right. Price right now, it tagged. Oh, it didn't. Wait, did it tag it? It did tag it. Hold on here. What's the low here? 39.75, 31.75. So I took out the news low right now. Okay. Again, no interest here in taking it long. And what ICT said is this is technically a rate on liquidity, but this is still can be considered as relative equal lows, right? So it can still be a draw. So again, not interested at all in PA. And what coincides, this is actually very important as well. What coincides with this level right here? Or sorry, I'm gonna take that back here. But what I wanted to say is look how the 1 hour closed. It opened up at the daily SIBI high and it closed below. You can see below us since 3 a.m. It's failing to close above. What does this mean? It just means that it's being rejected by this PD array, which is the high of a daily SIBI or a BISI. Okay. So that's interesting to see. I don't see any shorts. There's nothing here I'm interested in shorting. Like looking at PA here, it's in the past. We broke below Monday's first presentation, coming into this wick here of the news. We touched it, moved sideways, dropped lower, created relative equal lows. Price here attempted to push lower and it looks like it just pushed higher. It might be more buy or sell side being created here before like another push, but again, this is not high priority. On the 5 minute here, looking at the bottom right chart that I have, price might be pushing into this 5 minute SIBI. And again, I'm trying to figure out what price wants to do. But you wanted to do something like that, okay? And this is an example of like we kind of know what price might do, but it's not high priority or high. It's not high, like not highly confident in what it's going to do. In terms of like yesterday's price action at 11:30, it took out relative equal highs. It dropped lower, created a fair value gap. We had buy side below us. And that was a very easy trade to pull down, right? Like it's like 80-20 that is going to go down versus up, right? So this is trades that we take. And these are trades that we just got to watch. And I know it's boring, but nothing here is high priority so far. This level I'm liking a bit more now, ever so slightly, okay? Because the 5 minutes looking decent. We have technically relative equal lows. I really wish we didn't tag this. Price right now is going back into Monday's first presentation. And like, you know, if it comes up and rejects it, you know, could you take a short at this level? That might work out, to be honest, but it's 9:02 right now. I'd want price to do all this in the next 7 minutes, tag this level, reject, and then push lower. And if it does that, I might take half a risk short here. Like this is not bad. And my stop would be above mean threshold. So right now I'm hoping that price doesn't tag it out, goes higher, gives us like a nice rejection, and then we can take it lower. That's something that makes sense. So hopefully, let me look at the 15-second chart here. Come on, push back up here. It might not. But the reason why I wanted to push into this first presentation, just because it's going to give me confidence that it's rejected it and it's going to push lower versus right here. Price might push lower to this level, or it might come back once more, reject this level, the mean threshold of the 5 minute, and then push lower. Okay. And another thing that increased my confidence in strike rate recently, like over the past couple of months, is planning out your trade. Because I know we trade on the 1 minute and things happen really fast. but trying to see structure, plan it out, and wait for price to do something versus just kind of jumping right in and taking a trade. That's something that also kind of helped me out. But yeah, hopefully price comes back up, tags this in, and then drops lower. This is like a B trade. It's not great. It's not amazing. It would be nice to see price hit like mean threshold here of the 5 minute really aggressively and then a wick lower. The 15-minute previous candle was very bearish. What's price rejecting? Hold on. All of these levels are hitting something. New day opening gap of 610. So Tuesday of last week, price is bouncing off of. So this is for me a negative confluence, right? Factor of the trade. You know, price has rejected it many times in the past. I'm just surprised I don't see it on this chart for some reason. Okay. So here we've got, this is sell side liquidity. Sell side liquidity. This would be a 3.7, or sorry, 2.7 to 1. Okay, so price isn't doing much right now. And the reason why I'm not liking it so far is I wanted to see all this happen within the macro time. The moment we get closer to like 9:15, price starts moving sideways till 9:30. And when price moves sideways, you are in a chance of luck. Gun to my head, I think price is just going to drop before 9:10 down. If I were to be guessing. It's definitely moving sideways right now. It's consolidating. But we do want to see it push up higher. That'd be nice. It'd be really nice to see price right now not take out these two lows and just create a third low and push higher. That would be optimal. It would be engineering sell side liquidity or stronger levels of it for a push lower. And this would increase our chance of taking a high probability trade higher up and targeting this level. So I really hope price it pushes up from here and then it goes down. Okay. Sell side has been taken. Actually, it hasn't, but it will soon probably. And see, just like that, market gives you these little cookies that we got to take, these little crumbs. We got to find the cookies. But as of right now, do you see here how the low wasn't taken? Which is good. So if price decides to revert the other way, we still have an area of sell side, but it just might punch through with this candle here to the downside. And like the trade was like here, I guess, but this is difficult. This is not something I would trade personally. You'd have to have a buy order set right there. your sell stop right there and just hope that price is not going to blast through this first presentation, wick you out, and then go to the downside. Okay, it's end of the macro. Price, we still have sell side below us, which is good. It would be nice to see price going up higher here. As of right now, I'm not interested in taking a pre 930 trade. This is like these 15 minutes of price or 20 minutes of price, I do not trade in unless I'm already in a trade. And we're going to wait for the open. Oh. So price is still failing to break these lows here. Partially just because we have a new day opening gap and it's just bouncing off of the upper levels of it. Or it's engineering liquidity for a later push. Let's see what Chris said. When making a first presentation fair value gap, you are using also the 6 candle or 601 candle. Good question. So the 601 rule only applies to 930. When you're drawing your 6 a.m., your 130 candles and your Asia, you can use the 7 a.m. candle or like the hour candle. Okay. So that applies to all first presentations other than the open. At open, it has to be 931. And there's even a case where you use 930 candles on the open, but that's a bit more complicated, Chris. And I did create a video about it, but it's essentially when relative equal highs and lows on the RTH chart get tagged at 930 with the 930 candle, that becomes your first presentation, if that makes sense. But I think for the most part, for everyone, just use 931 after the 930 open. For 99% of all scenarios, or like at least 90, it's going to be the 931 and onwards. Price has taken sell side here. Wick below it. Again, hard to catch, guys. I'm not calling this as a miss from my end. It's something that we're looking at. It would have been nice to see price do something slightly different, but it is what it is. All right, testing my audio, 1 2 1 2. Testing audio, 1 2 1 2. Testing audio, 1 2 1 2. Testing audio, 1 2 1 2. All right, that didn't work. Sorry guys, just having some audio issues from my end. While we wait for the 9:30 open, I am going to look at my audio settings here. Okay, maybe that might fix it. Test 1 2. Okay, maybe that might fix it. Test 1 2. Okay, maybe that might fix it. Test 1 2. Okay. All right. Whatever. So now we wait, guys, until 9:30. I don't have much here. Probably gonna be silent until 9:30, but we will wait it off, and then we'll do a quick summary at 9:25 on where we're at with the morning price action and see what we can possibly get from 9:30. So, or I guess let's do it right now quickly. On the 15-minute chart here, here's this RTH gap I was talking about. It's going to be 126 points. We'll see a similar green bar at the 9:30 open on the 1-minute chart. Okay, it just takes longer to render just because this is a 1-minute chart and this is a 15-minute chart. Sell side has been taken. It's engineered it. It looks like right now it's reversing. I'm not interested in the short anymore. The short already happened. And at this point here, it'd be really nice to see this at the 9:30 open. Remember, I'm interested in buy side. Give me 1 sec, everyone. All right. I am back. Sorry about that. So we got the 9:30 open in 9 minutes. What are we looking for here? So the 7 o'clock lows, okay, haven't been taken, which is right here, which is fine. I don't think it's too prominent, of a level for it to be taken before a withdrawal. All right, sorry about that. Opening in 7 minutes here. Well, we have just taking care of some stuff here before the 9:30 open. But what we have here is, price is rejecting the upper half of the SIBI. So for us to go long, I want this level to be broken. And this level kind of coincides with Monday's New York first presentation. Do look at this level here. It's really strong, which is the SIBI high from the daily candle, which you can see here on the top left. So right here, see, we kind of want to see price, stay in the upper half of this daily SIBI, which is in red. And again, the anticipation is there's going to be a push here to the upside. Okay. We have relative equal lows below us. So something that we have to watch out for. What price might do today, it just might collapse. This is a possibility just because of these relative equal lows here, but I'm anticipating they're going to be left open and we'll get a push higher. Okay. From a 4-hour perspective, you can see here price is sitting in the upper half and the new week opening gap of 6.9, which is last week's new week opening gap. So that's bullish confluence right there. From an hourly perspective, even though that we're below this level here, we're staying in the upper quadrant of the SIBI, which is bullish. Also, this new week opening gap is keeping price at the upside, which is good to see. And then from a 1 minute perspective, we took minor sell side. We took sell side from the 8:30 news candle. We engineered some liquidity. We finally took it out. We saw right now a market shift to the upside. And what I want to see to take longs is going to be price getting above essentially, number one, this level, and more importantly, this level here before I start taking longs to the upside. These are going to be really quick, low RR trades, but the percent of being right versus wrong is a lot higher than taking something down here, okay? From a 5 minute perspective, you can see here that since 850, we did form a bearish SIBI to the downside. Price right now is sitting below it. Again, we kind of want to see price go above it, use it as an inversion, and then push higher, okay? A really easy level to hit is mean threshold, which is right here. Okay, this is mean threshold. Watch out for it, of RTH. There's a 70% chance price is going to hit this level, okay? And within the first 30 minutes. And this coincides nicely with what? Minor buy side and buy side liquidity. So this level is looking a lot better right now for longs. Okay, took SM buys. Took the buys down here. What was your Garrett? What was your entry? This is was it right here? Like off of that fair value app. But anyways, Garrett here, one of our traders, he got in at 24.4. So he got in before the market structure shift to the downside, maybe after this break here, if I'm being creative, of this inversion, came back lower and he took it long. Honestly, decent, definitely aggressive, but it's good. This little small push here. For me today, it's going to be a one shot, one kill. One good trade, and that's it. Tomorrow's FOMC. Okay, so we're going to watch today's price action and be a bit more careful. And today and tomorrow when we're trading, we're also going to be a bit careful as well. Yeah. Tomorrow we've got news at 8:30 again, unemployment claims. So I might start a stream again, 9:50. Hopefully we catch something around 8:30 to 9 o'clock. And then if we do, then we'll call it a day. But tomorrow, no trades after 10:30, okay? FOMC is gonna throw you off. Yeah, good job. Care of it. All right, 9:30 open in a minute and a half. We're almost there. Yeah, I saw that. He says that he's neutral on price action. That would have been. Okay, but it is what it is. To be honest, this was not a bad trade by Garrett. I was just running around the house during this time. I was not focused on the charts. But that could have been a possibility. But anywho, we're gonna wait till 9:30, use the first presentation, target liquidity like we always do, and see if we can pull some money out of the markets again today. We are opening we just opened. Our break even, yeah. Nice. Price is printing like a madman to the upside right now. Give it some time, guys. If it takes buy side here, it is what it is. That's the only level I'm interested in. It pushing higher, I think that's rough. Garrett's definitely making money off of this. What a freaking open. Okay, 15 second, we've closed above the end dog. We're trading back into it right now. 5 minute, this is very bullish PA here. We're gonna probably hit midpoint. Let's see here if I can get some kind of small retracement. We close above the midpoint. We close above Tuesday's Asia's first presentation right now, which is good. Taking a small long right now. What's the level I'm targeting? 116. 116. Ugh. Okay. 116, 1121. What level is this here? 1122. Sorry, guys. Price moved so fast here that I couldn't adjust. I might be tagged out for -1 here. All right, -1 for me there. I really hope that price would just bounce up higher. I do want to re-enter the trade, but I'm wait for a bit more here. These levels right here are most likely going to get taken. Let's wait for first presentation. Let's see where today's first presentation is going to be. So we took sell side. So if I'm correct here, then first presentation is going to be right here. That's today's first presentation. It's on the 930 candle because we took RTH, relative equal lows. And the first gap that forms after that is the first presentation. So 616. Today's Tuesday. New York. 617. Let's see, I was going to reject this level here. The first presentation. If it displaces away from this level on the 15-second, I'll try a second attempt to take it long. So price right now is trading into this first presentation here. I do want to see how it's going to reject. So this level right here is very strong. We got Monday's, today's first presentation. But right now price is rejecting off of the end dog. So it's rejecting the end dog really nicely on the 15-second. All the bodies are staying above the mean threshold, but there has been no displacement yet. What's this R? 2.5 to 1. So price right now is moving sideways here. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to figure out what price wants to do here. So price came up, it took all this buy side here, pushed down lower into first presentation. I'm going to be a bit more patient here with my second trade. Price hasn't broken mean threshold yet of first presentation. It's just stopping at it, essentially. So far, this is decent, but I do want to see a push away from this level, at least on the 15-second chart, to kind of confirm that we're not going to drop lower, we're going to drop higher, or we're going to go higher. So price right now is trying to push below mean threshold of first presentation. First presentation actually is not there. Okay. Got a bit patient here. Price is pushing into this possible inversion that we have here on the 5-minute. This close is actually going to be not too bad on the 1 minute if it closes above the mean threshold. Let's see in 20 seconds where this candle's going to close. And like my long's going to want to be something like this. So price right now closed on the lower half of the first presentation. So we got to be a bit careful here. Okay. Yeah, good job, Garrett. Did you take profit? This here, honestly, I reacted a bit too fast. I really thought price would just rocket to this level here. It was not worth a 1-to-1. All right, price closed back above mean threshold here. Again, I'm still not seeing a displacement away from this level. Price has been moving for the past couple of minutes inside of this range here of 1-minute candles. It's bouncing between this new dog and Asia's first presentation and today's levels. Right now, if I were to take a long, I think that would be low like it wouldn't be a low probability. It's just I don't know if price is going to move sideways all the way to 950 and then move in our direction, or push higher. So let's wait for price too. So price hasn't done much over the last 10 minutes here. It's just been moving sideways. This rejection is not a good rejection. I'm still interested in the longs here. It's just price has to give us a bit more to hit this level here. The price right now is breaking below Monday's and Tuesday's first presentation. See, the level that price took today, like right after the open, is the 930 highs, or like the pre-930 highs. And then it essentially reverted without taking either mean threshold of the RTH gap, this buy side liquidity that I really thought it would take. Messy. Let's see if things clear up by 10:10 today. And if they don't, I'm going to call it a day. So price here is failing to break above the high of the SIBI. It did in the morning, but it just dropped right back down. All right. ICT today said he's neutral on the charts. I understand why. Price is heading lower here. It took 9:15 sell side. It's bouncing off of Tuesday, 6 a.m. But in terms of like where it's going to go next, I personally don't have a strong conviction. I'll wait until 10:10. Maybe we might get some kind of reversal. Price gets back up above these levels and it does decide to take this buy side, but this is the only level that I'm interested in today in taking. And if it doesn't, then I'll come back in the afternoon at 1:30 and see if I can grab something for the day. So the last 5-minute close was very bearish. For us to kind of flip bias, so like this next candle here in the next 3 minutes, we'd want to see a print to the upside here. Okay. That would give us 5-minute bullish sentiment, and we'll see nicer price action on the 1 minute, it wanting to take out buy side liquidity. But what price did right now is, look, it took 7 o'clock lows. Okay. So price is essentially moving between two levels here. Range bound market, as they call it. Price is pushing right now back into the fair value that we have drawn here from today and from Monday. This is a very strong level to break. If it does, it'll give us confluence that price wants to go higher. So far, this 5-minute candle is closing nicely. Really nice to see it push a bit higher. We got a BISI right here that formed on the way down. It'll be nice to see it break, invert it, and then that might be our reversal. But again, it's the 1 hour looks not the best. Same with the 15-minute. Price over the last few candles here, it rejected these levels with this SIBI as well. But I'm not interested in shorts, even though price might start shorting from here. Okay. Price is attempting a third time here to push into these first presentations. If my bias wasn't long today at these levels, these rejections are actually, somewhat nice for price to start pushing to the downside. Price is pushing again into the high of the SIBI. So you might see a push lower, but I just don't have any targets to hit on the low side. Like, I guess we have minor sell side here, but nothing crazy. Just zooming out here on the 1 minute. For me, this would be like a gamble shorting price. We're in the macro right now of 950 to 1010. This is where price is gonna go in the direction of either liquidity or inefficiency. But for me, it's only that buy side I have marked there on the 1 minute. So step one would be breaking into these fair value gaps. Step two is inverting them. And then that's when I'll position a little trade. I might do half risk here. We'll see. I want to see price entering the upper half of this fair value gap. Okay. Price pierced into this level once again. Which is the end dog of a 910, which is doing a really good job of projecting price. It would be nice to see this candle here go down and then close back up as like a low test, indicating that it's going to be rejecting this entire level here and seeing a push higher. Or seeing this invert right here. We got also a bullish BISI here. It'd be nice to see price go into there, reject it, and then push higher. In 1 minute, it would be nice to see this 5-minute candle close above this red box here, which is this 5-minute SIBI. It's kind of stage one of inverting it, closing above it. I do like how price pushed into the upper half of this fair value gap here. For this trade to make sense. I want to see in 18 seconds where this candle is going to close and where the 5 minutes is going to close. I'm a bit skeptical right now about taking long from this level. Okay, so we closed above the 5-minute SIBI. Price is going into this level right here. Version 1 minute, 1 minute BISI. And technically price should not break these levels here if we're correct on direction. Price traded into the first presentation of Monday. But still, not taking a long from here would be low probability in my opinion. It might work out, but 5 to 1. Jeez. All right, that's our displacement there. We'll be trading off of that. We'll be taking a small long here. All right, here's my long, everybody. And I'm hitting 2212. 2212. Okay. If it comes back lower, I might scale into it. Or I might leave it as is. And my stop loss is going to be right there. So this is 1.5 to 1. Entry is a bit lower. It's at 87. My confidence in this trade, I think it's a 70% chance it's going to go to the upside. The one level has to break is just an end dog to the upside. But with this trade, I'll be okay if it takes me out of break, or if it takes me out of my -1. This trade is a lot better than my previous one. If I see it come back to this level and reject it, I'll scale in. I'll put in half more of risk than I usually do. If price gets back down to this level right here, I will not be interested in the trade. That's going to be my invalidation. We will have it at 62.75. No, just wait. If price does want to take London highs out. I'm at break even now. My stop loss is right here. I might do a minor scale out right here once it hits minor buy side. So my stop loss is right here, everybody. This is an insane wick to the downside. All right, I'm out for break even here, unfortunately. I would laugh if price just rallies. That was unfortunate. Let's see here. Can I get in on the 15-second again? So what I like about this now, it's relative equal highs here that formed. Okay. So unfortunately, that was our break-even trade. That sucked. Yeah, M and Q. M and Q. Am I interested in longs here? It's tricky now because the 5-minute rejected the end dog. We have relative equal highs below us. Conflicting information, to be honest, everybody. Price is trading right now to the upper half of the end dog. You know, technically, you know, this might be a decent entry here. It's just I'm just not crazy about these rejections that we're having here on the end dog. This is really throwing me off here. But I do see a world where we hunt buy side. Let's get price 7 more minutes and then we'll close it off for today. I'll be walking away with 1 loss, which I'm okay with. There's plenty of setups to take place. Tomorrow's FOMC as well, low probability day. Price staying in the upper half of today's first presentation, which is nice to see. But again, like this should have taken price home today. This candle, or at least the candle after. So today's range was this essentially going back and forth between levels all day. Okay, if I were to attempt this once again, I would have to break these levels once again to the upside, give me some good displacement, some good order flow to the upside. But it's just a one-to-one at the end of the day. Like these aren't trades you want to take. So we'll give it 3 more minutes and then we'll close it off. Has anyone here caught a trade? Price is moving sideways. It's not doing much. The first presentation is supporting price, but it's like a very lousy way of supporting it. It might push the buy side once again. I'm so keen on this level breaking. If we see a break above this on the 15-second, I might take it long for a 1-to-1. But I don't think something amazing, knowing that my stop loss won't be hit. So we've pushed away from it on the 1 minute, the first presentation. It'd be nice to see price coming back into this new BISI that we formed. Sorry guys, I'm really tired today. And we've got a push away from this level into here while breaking this. That's option 1. Option 2 is a tag lower, close higher, and a quick long. Okay, let's see. Price right now is attempting on the 15-second to break this high of the new day opening gap. So it broke above it. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to try to attempt my last long for the day here. A little 1-to-1. This is my trade here. I'm targeting 121.22. Once it breaks this minor buy side, I'm going to break even. My stop loss right now is it's below the undog. Don't want to see the low of it being broken. I want this to support price if price is bullish. I'm taking just above half risk here. And again, it's not conditions where I want to take a full risk. Half, if anything, should make up the majority of my loss today if it hits profit. But that's going to be today's trade here. And I am about to break even once again on this trade. Any second now. Okay. So my stop right now is right there. Hit minor buy side. And right now, let's just hope it pierces through buy side liquidity above us at, which is London's highs, which is at 122. Come on, price. I would partial out here, but my position is so small. I'm just gonna let it ride to London highs. And London highs haven't hit. What is that? Second time's a charm. So no, third time's a charm. So small little trade, guys. And at this point, I don't see anything else worth trading. So I'm down 70 across all my accounts today, which is my usual risk is 200. So I'm down 0.3 of an R, which I'm okay with. Very easy to make up in the afternoon. And on that note, guys, hope you enjoyed the stream. The level of liquidity that we were looking at since the morning, it finally got hit. And on that note, guys, feel free to sub, like, and take care.